Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappingkatie.ctmh.com, and I have another video as part of the 12 Days of Christmas Memories YouTube Inspiration Hop with Miranda and Lisa. And today is day 4, and it's all about Christmas present. So I have pulled out a paper packet that's kind of old, and then this adorable stamp set called Quarantine Christmas. It's got some cute little sayings that I'm just going to love using to document this Christmas. So I've just cut those zip strips off of this cedar and pine pattern paper. And then I'm just looking at the patterns and just cutting various rectangles. And I will leave those measurements down below in case you want to recreate this layout yourself. So I'm just really guessing at this point. I have an idea in my mind which ones I want to be larger. I don't want any of them the same. And then I do want a variation of patterns. So I'm also going to pull out a 2x2 photo placeholder and a 3x4. And I'm envisioning this maybe being a title page for our 2020 Christmas album. So I'm going to add some paint splatters with my shimmer brushes. And so I've pulled out my all-purpose mat, and then I just like to squeeze those shimmer brushes on that all-purpose mat and then just use my bone folder to kind of tap so I can get that paint splatter look. And it's really cool because these are shimmer brushes, and so it also gives it a shimmer. Now this is the black one. It's already juicy, so I didn't need to put it on the all-purpose mat. So for the zip strips, I'm going to adhere those down, and right here I'm adhering them left to right, but they are going to be top to bottom. I'm trying not to smear those paint splatters because I am very impatient and did not let those dry. So on the pattern pieces of paper, I am adding some ink distressing, and you guys know that if you watched especially these last 4 days, that I just love to edge distress everything with ink. And so I'm using black this go round. And so now I'm going to start laying out these rectangles. Now my vision is for them, some to look like presents and then to be stacked in such a way that it kind of looks like a tree or a triangle, but not really. So I'm just going to lay that one down, and then the 3x4 is going to go on the right. And then I've decided to, instead of putting a photo up at the top, I'm going to put that polka dot pattern paper and then that poinsettia pattern paper. And then I am going to fill in that red square with the 2x2 photo, and then I'm going to pull out this stamp set. Now this particular image says it's COVID outside instead of it's cold outside. I'm telling you, the sentiments on the stamp set, they were a part of the Black Friday special on my website, and they're just adorable. The sentiments just are so relative to what's going on right now. And I can't wait for my children to show their children what Christmas 2020 looked like with mask on, so on and so forth. So this sentiment right here says, deck the halls with mask and cleaner. And then I've got one more stamp set that I'm going to be using, or stamp image that I'm going to be using down at the bottom here in just a second. So I'm just pulling off stickers from the sticker sheet from the cedar and pine. And I'm going to attach them to that wax paper so I can kind of play with the placement before I actually put them down. So right here, I am going to pull a title, and it says Time Together. And so I'm going to kind of play with the placement for a second. And then I'm going to pull off a stamp image from the stamp set that says From a Distance. So it's going to say Time Together from a Distance. And I'm telling you, these sentiments are just going to be so hilarious to read in a couple of years and remember what's going on right here. So for those little hollies that I stamped, I'm using my evergreen shimmer brush, and it was brand new. So I just squeezed some on a block and then ever so gently colored those holly leaves in. And I'll show you in the still shots, you'll be able to see just how much shimmer those shimmer brushes add to any project. So I'm going to add some green up at the top to kind of create that evergreen triangle, and then take the sticky off some of these stickers and add 3D foam tape. Now to take the sticky off, I'm using my anti-static pouch, and I am just adding various depths of foam tape. I have some regular, and then I have some really thin. So this tree is going to use some really thin, so it is dimensional, but not that much. And then that present just uses regular foam squares, and then it's going to be popped up just a little bit more. Now these two trees I did adhere over each other, and then going to add some regular 3D foam tape and just kind of put in that bottom right corner. And then I'm going to look at my stickers again and then decide that I'm going to put just a little sentiment kind of up in the middle between that little gap. And then I'm going to do, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do gems or stickles. And then these are the pearls, and this is the red. And I'm just adding the color to the berries, as well as just sprinkles of red dots everywhere. Now this is another thing that I just don't have patience to dry, so we're going to see how long it takes me before I actually bump into one of those and mess it up. So this is just a scratch piece of paper, and I am cutting some journal strips. Now I'm going to cut those down, and really I'm cutting them, but I'm just kind of guessing by or the length that I want. And these are going to go in that bottom evergreen plaid rectangle at the bottom. So I'm going to lay these out, do some more trimming, and then start taping those down. And here is where it gets really messy. Here is where I tell myself all the time, add your stickles or your pearls at the very end. So you can see here, I'm trying to fix it. I think I end up doing an okay job. I just really wish I would have waited till the very end to add those opaque pearls. But hindsight 2020, right? So right here, I'm just going to add some journaling lines at the very bottom. I made these strips 3/8 of an inch instead of 1/4 of an inch, so they looked really large. But overall, I like how this layout turned out. Of course, I don't have photos, current photos yet. So photos will be added to this layout later. So make sure you check back for that. Now keep in mind, this is a YouTube hop. So I'll leave links to everyone else's channels down below so you can go check it out and see what they've done for Christmas present. And I'll also leave links to all the products that I used. If you liked what you saw, I would love for you to leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe.